Liam!
Hello.
I have come to a conclusion.
What?
Okay, but first, I have to give backstory that you already know, but I'm going to say anyways. So, July 2021, you made a little video called I Rate Games for the Sake of Content. Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember this.
Amazing. Great. That's great. Now, in this video, you mentioned a little someone. You meant, I wonder who me! You mentioned me!
I
so you...
don't recall mentioning you in that video.
Excuse... You said you were being like me on a regular Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah. Okay, so because of this, I fired back with my own video. I rate movies for the sake of content. Do you remember this?
Yep.
This is great. All right. Furthering the story, in April of 2022, I uploaded a video. I forgot the title. Give me one moment. 10 reviews for 10 albums I listened to in 2021. You remember this?
I remember this.
Amazing. Yeah. Great. Okay. And then you, without any kind of provoking whatsoever, you uploaded your own version. 10 reviews for 10 shows you watched in 2022. There's so many twos I'm mentioning. All right. Just to recap, you did games. I did movies. I did music. You did shows. Neither of us have done books.
Oh my god!
I say we tackle books together.
Yes! Yes!
But the problem is, I am not good at booking.
Neither am I.
I think we need some help on this. Hello.
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 Hey everyone, this is Lisi right here.
Hello.
Speak a little about yourself. Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
This is just gonna be, Lisi is going to give a few summaries of a few books that she has chosen with her massive brain, and me and Liam are just going to, ask perfectly reasonable questions.
Yeah, they're not gonna be perfectly reasonable. They're gonna be stupid.
Be right back. I am sorry, guys. Let me just mute myself.
Worries.
Sorry.
At least she knows how to mute herself.
You're not going to be so successful if you go into war with a hammer.
What do you
Guns are
mean?
better.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Guns
but
work more better than hammer.
I mean, yeah.
Unless it's Thor's hammer.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen the new Thor?
I have not seen the new Thor movie.
It is definitely one of the films of all time.
I don't know if that means it's good or bad.
I like it. There's just like one big issue I have with it.
Let's see. Right, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick.
Okay, do that. Oh.
This first book is one that I had to read in school. It's The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald.
I'm aware of that one.
Yeah, I didn't really like reading it so much, but I liked the discussions around it.
I kind of like half paid attention to when we were reading through it in my class.
Never read this book in my life.
Oh, that's so fun.
Go on.
But you had me at the word Gatsby. What kind of word is that?
So basically, it takes place in like the 20s, and also Scott Fitzgerald, the author, he was very interesting. But so it takes place in the 20s, and there's this guy named Nick, and he gets invited to this party because he's just moved into this new neighborhood. And there are like two neighborhoods. They're like East Egg and West Egg. One of them is like old money people. One of them is like new money people.
Is there a North and South Egg?
Difference? Maybe. Who can remember? I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think these are the questions Spy X Family wants to answer.
Okay. And so Nick, he's just very much intrigued with his neighbor Gatsby, and because Gatsby throws these like big old parties and has lots of fun, and Nick has these rich neighbors who are like really racist, like, it's just like, what?
Wow.
I personally do not appreciate this. And Nick just kind of goes along with it, and it's like, Nick, that's not cool. I'm sorry, I'm putting too much of my personal opinion into these book summaries.
Okay, don't worry. That's encouraged.
Okay. And so basically, Nick just really wants to be besties, or more. Who knows? We don't know for sure. With Gatsby, and Gatsby only refers to Nick as old sport. And you know, I have two personal theories. One of them is that he just doesn't care to remember Nick's name. My personal favorite theory is that he has a crush on Nick. And Nick also has a crush on Gatsby, because even though it's like Nick's story, half of it is about Gatsby. It's like, oh, what's Gatsby doing? Oh, he's staring out at the lake at some green light.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, buddy, why are you staring at Gatsby?
Yeah, sounds like a gay romance.
That's what I'm saying. That, you know, Nick and Gatsby are the ultimate bisexuals or pansexuals, whatever label they choose. And then there's also, like, someone gets hit by a car. Spoilers for the Great Gatsby.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh, that went from 0 to 100 real freaking quick.
Yeah, I have a copy of it somewhere. Or I sold it. I can't remember.
Sell it. This sounds like a great book. Go make money.
Yeah. It was a few years ago, like 2 years ago. It entered into the public domain, actually, which is a lot of fun. Because that now, I don't know if you both are familiar with fan fiction, but but there's But on a certain fan fiction website, someone uploaded the entire Great Gatsby, just with one line changed. They just added one line where, like, Nick kisses a guy or something, but the rest of it is the actual real Great Gatsby.
Wow.
And it's surprisingly short. And then, like, again, spoilers for the Great Gatsby. Gatsby does die. And there's like a whole bunch of just rich people drama.
No! What is Nick gonna do now without his crush?
That's what I'm saying. I honestly can't remember. I think he moves or something, like out of rich people land, because like they both vaguely knew each other. I think I'm totally mangling this entire
My gay crush died. Well, time to move.
That's what I'm saying. I got very because I read this. That's what I'm saying. And I think there is like there are like inklings of it throughout the literature, but because F. Scott Fitzgerald, he is a very he's also a fun fact about F. Scott Fitzgerald. He's related to the guy that wrote the national anthem. Fun facts.
Oh wow.
He also might have plagiarized his wife's journal in some of his writing. Fun facts.
Wow.
I'm having so much fun right now.
Yeah, same.
Because when you like read about the Great Gatsby, because like people think about it, it's like, oh yeah, the 20s, fun, but then you read it and it's like, oh yeah, the 20s, what?
It's like these 20s right now.
You know,
exactly. They're very strange.
Great Depression, disease running wild,
alcohol,
racism,
things. Racism, exactly.
It's the same thing. Just 100.
And there's like this. There's this whole thing about like this whole like glasses sign about for an optometrist that like keeps looking over them. I can't even remember the name of the guy. The glass. I'm googling stuff right now. My apologies.
No worries.
Where is it? Eckelberg, yeah, Dr. T.J. Eckelberg, and it's like in this. It's an old billboard in like a weird part of town, because they do drive past the poor people area, and of course they're really judgy about it. But honestly, all of the people in the book are kind of the worst, even because Gatsby, Jay is his first name, by the way. He's kind of like pining after this girl named Daisy, and she's rich. And she and Nick are cousins. That's how like they all know each other. But Gatsby is like, he really likes Daisy, but it's like Daisy acts all like innocent and stuff, and there's like all these weird passages in the book about, I don't know. I vaguely remember the book. I enjoy discussions around it more than I actually enjoyed reading it. But Daisy is sort of complicit in all of the actions in the book. Like, she doesn't try to stand up for like her friends, like this dude that he bought a book on racism, and it's pro-racism. It's like in the first like couple of chapters of the book.
What
yeah.
the heck?
It's
There's a
really
book
weird.
in the book.
No, it's like a title that's mentioned, and then I think I looked up the book. I don't think it was real, but yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, it's called
Do you have any
Mindfall.
more questions?
Oh,
What? No.
That's a bad joke.
we cut that one out.
I'm not cutting that out for my video.
Oh.
You can cut that out for
Okay.
your video. I don't care.
Let's move on now.
To you all about is called Macbeth. Have you heard of it?
Yeah,
Read it?
I've heard of the play. Yeah,
I'm
Heard of
aware
it.
of Macbeth.
I'm
Very
aware.
cool.
I'm aware of it, though I never got the story, to be honest. But I am aware of it. Yes,
Cool.
I'm aware that the
so-
Lion King is just Macbeth.
No, The Lion King is just Hamlet.
Oh, Hamlet. My bad. Oh,
You're good. I
wait.
haven't.
I think I might be cross-referencing Hamlet and Macbeth. Oh God.
Possibly. They're very different stories.
I might be cross-referencing them. I don't know. Anyway,
That'll be fun for you.
yeah, because I might have not read it at all.
Oh. All right. Well, so Macbeth is one of Shakespeare's shortest plays, whereas Hamlet is one of his longest. It is a tragedy. It's not a fun time. And it starts out with these three witches, and they're really sad because some lady refused to share her chestnuts with the witches, and so they went and kind of killed her husband.
Whoa. Okay then.
That's so these witches they
Deadly squalls
have
here.
real quick beef with anyone they come across, and so Macbeth comes across these witches, and they start, doing these whole prophecy things. And one of the prophecies is, and because Macbeth is with his buddy Banquo, and Macbeth, he's like this soldier guy. These are terrible summaries. I kind of enjoyed Macbeth. It's a very dark book. There's a lot of stabbing and a lot of spoilers for Macbeth, by the way. I don't know if I should say that.
Spoilers for all of these.
Spoilers for all
Yes.
of these books, to be honest. But who cares? These books are like
Yeah.
ancient. So
Yeah, they're ancient. But because Macbeth, he was possibly a real guy in history, but the king at the time of writing it, he was possibly a descendant, I think, of Banquo. Maybe I could be getting my facts wrong on this, but so that meant that Shakespeare had to portray Macbeth, although he was the protagonist, as kind of, not a cool guy. And so
yeah.
and so there were like a lot of, so like one of the prophecies is no man of woman born shall kill Macbeth. Then another one is that Banquo's kids will be king, but Banquo won't be king. But Macbeth will in fact be king. There's also, so like at the beginning, Lady Macbeth who is Macbeth's wife, is like the ultimate murderous girl boss, because she convinces Macbeth to murder the king using a dagger, and she says, "Oh, I can't kill him because he looks too much like my dad." And
Diva.
then yeah, but I don't support Lady Macbeth's actions. What she did was very, very, very messed up. But
I mean, she literally killed a guy. Like, what are you gonna do about that?
She aided in the killing of a guy, yeah. But she had a lot of
Nothing?
Okay. Continue on.
She had a lot of agency in the story in comparison to like some other female Shakespeare characters, because she was like chasing power instead of chasing a dude. So yeah, other stuff happens. Macbeth gets beheaded, but you know, that's for you to find out.
Fun.
Okay then. Yeah, fun times with Shakespeare.
Oh yes.
Just reminds me of
yes.
that line in a ERB where Julius Caesar goes, "If I wanted Shakespeare's, I'd waggle my biography." And he holds up the play by William Shakespeare.
That is a lot of fun. Julius Caesar is a lot of fun. All right, do you have any questions about Macbeth?
I do. These three witches, did they happen to be the Wicked Witches of the North, South, and East?
They were not.
Oh man.
Aw, darn.
Cool. All right. Are we ready for the next piece of
Yes.
fine
Yes.
literature? Okay. So this next piece it was mentioned earlier. It actually kind of does have not a cinematic universe, but a literary universe. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum.
Whoa!
yeah.
I predicted it!
Wow. Maybe I just added it to the list because you mentioned it. The world.
Right?
But so the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, it takes place in Kansas, and it's about this little girl named Dorothy who one day, there's a tornado, and she gets transported to the wonderful land of Oz. Now, contrary to, it's a lot different than the 1939 film. So Dorothy's shoes are silver because that's so her house drops on the Wicked Witch of the East, and she gets these magical shoes. And in the book, there is the Witch of the East, South, North, and West, but in the film version, Glinda was condensed into both the witches of the North and South. But the Muppets Wizard of Oz actually has, I think the Muppets Wizard of Oz has witches of the South and North. Oh, but the musical adaptation, The Wiz, does definitely have witches of the South and North and East and West.
Talking about the one with Michael Jackson?
Yes, but the one with Michael Jackson, interestingly, it was based on a Broadway musical, and they were going to have Stephanie Mills reprise her role as Dorothy, and The Wiz is slightly more accurate to the book than the 1939 film, and there was actually, the 1939 film wasn't the first version of The Wizard of Oz. There's actually like a few movies before that, and one of them, I think L. Frank Baum was in it. So there's like it really is like a whole cinematic.
Yeah, it's like a huge literary universe. What is this?
Yeah, because Baum didn't actually want to continue writing books, but kids would send him letters, be like, "Hey, can you like write some more?" But he had to because he needed money. And
just wrote more Wizard of Oz's.
Yes, there's one like called Ozma of Oz, which is about a princess who is raised as a little boy, and then when she grows up, she becomes like a wonderful magical queen, and it's really cool and a
Yeah.
cool example of like trans representation in literature. But like not intended, but can be interpreted as. So there's and authors continue this Oz universe to this day. Like with, I think there's like over 30 Oz novels in like the main timeline, quote unquote. And then there are like, of course, spin-offs like Wicked, or I think there was like a Wizard of Oz manga at some point,
What
and like weird little TV shows where they try to. Oh, there's a Wizard of Oz anime, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
Multiple
there's gotta be.
musicals.
There's gotta be an anime.
Yeah,
for
I
Wizard
think,
of Oz.
and then Disney forever has wanted the rights to it, but the rights to the Wizard of Oz, the 1939 film, because that's almost like the most iconic one, is owned by MGM. But so then Disney has gone and made Oz the Great and Powerful, or
Yes, I saw that movie in
Return
the
Yeah.
to
theater.
Oz.
So did I.
Ooh,
I mean,
that was.
I mean, you know,
It was
Ruby.
the movie that existed.
Ruby also takes great inspiration from the Wizard of Oz, but then again, they take great inspiration from literally every fairy tale that exists. So, so
Yeah.
Anyways, continue with the summary.
yeah.
Okay. But so, if you've never really heard of the Wizard of Oz, the basic story structure is that there's a girl named Dorothy, and she grows up in Kansas, raised by her Aunt Em and Uncle Henry. And then there's a big old tornado. Her house gets carried up to Oz. She squishes a witch. She becomes friends with the Munchkins. Then she goes down the yellow brick road. She meets a scarecrow who has no brains, a tin man who has no heart, and a lion that doesn't have any courage. They come across various casts of characters until they end up at the wizard. And he's like, oh yeah, I can give you this stuff if you bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West. So then they go back on their journey, and they encounter the Wicked Witch of the West. And the Wicked Witch of the West does not like Dorothy. And in the book, she has like a not like a glass eye. I think it is a glass eye, but she isn't green in the book. The book is like some of the original illustrations for the book are really interesting to compare how like she's not even green. She's like a very short statured person, and Dorothy is like
Is it like a Hulk
very much a
scenario
tiny
where
child.
Hulk was originally
Yeah.
gray, but then because of a printing error, he became green?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So with the Wizard of Oz, they like use more colors in terms of the movie version because they want to show off Technicolor and stuff. That's why like the shoes changed color and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, but then Dorothy and her friends, they go up against the witch, and the scarecrow accidentally gets lit on fire. Oh, and they like have to like work there. It's not a good time. And so then Dorothy dumps a bucket of water on the witch. She melts. They take her broom, and they head back to Oz, or the Emerald City, where they find out that the wizard's just some guy from Kansas. And Dorothy tries to go home on his hot air balloon because he was just like some fair magician, but then turns out she can't. So then one of the good witches tells Dorothy, if you just click your heels 3 times and think of home, then you'll get sent back home. And in the end, she does. Yay.
So what you're telling me is this entire journey could have been avoided if that one character had just told her that earlier.
Yeah.
So we went on this whole journey for no reason. Oh my god.
What are you
But she
talking
did-
about? You gotta give the cowardly lion some courage.
And yeah, I guess you gotta give.
Oh, and the scarecrow does end up the ruler of Oz.
Oh,
What? Ah, great.
yeah, the one with no brains.
Yeah, the
Well,
one.
he gets brains
Oh,
and
well,
stuff.
obviously.
Hey, how could you live without brain?
Oh yeah, is it?
Well, because it was in him the entire time, you see.
Ah,
Everything was in them the whole time.
the classic,
The
the
power
real,
to go home was in her the
the
whole
classic, the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
time. Pick up the trope talks
Also, I'm
page.
pretty sure in the original Wizard of Oz movie, or not the one that everyone's familiar with, Scarecrow straight up
1939, yeah.
1939. Scarecrow straight up brings a gun to the fight.
I
Oh my! Shut up!
This next book is actually a series. It's one of my favorite books. I think it's a lot of fun. It's called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's by Douglas Adams.
Yes! 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 I know this book. I know this. I know.
Okay.
I'm glad you're excited.
My birthday is Towel Day.
In the excitement.
My birthday is on Towel Day, which was based off this book.
That's so fun. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to try and keep the summary brief because Hitchhikers is it's a big book, but I'm just going to hit the highlights. Okay. So, so there's this dude. And basically his house is going to be destroyed because they're building a new highway. And he's like, oh no, my house, I'm sad now. And so he goes and his buddy shows up. His buddy's name is Ford. And his buddy Ford is like, it's okay, we gotta go now because they're gonna, or no, I'm sorry, I haven't read it in a while, but I love this. I love the story, it's so much fun. So basically, the earth is going to get destroyed, his house is going to get destroyed, all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And you know why they're destroying the earth? Because they're building a highway. So Ford tells them, hey dude, you gotta get your towel. We gotta skedoodle on out of here. So they go skedoodle on out of the earth while, I can't believe I've forgotten the main character's name. Oh dear. I really should have prepared.
It's like,
Google to the rescue.
I think it's like Tom.
Google it. Arthur Dent.
Arthur Dent. Okay, it's Arthur, yeah.
Arthur Dent. And so Arthur and Ford, they hitch a ride on this ship of Vogons. And Vogons like to tell poetry. The only issue with the Vogons is they're absolutely terrible at poetry.
You should never have a Vogon teach you poetry.
Exactly. Because it's just...
Is it better or worse than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man poetry?
I haven't seen Tobey Maguire, but it's like the worst of the worst,
Yeah.
worst in the galaxy.
Okay.
It's... Yeah.
Interesting.
So basically, Arthur and Ford, they get on this Vogon ship, la-di-da-di-da, hilarities ensue, and then it's honestly vaguely similar to the Wizard of Oz, and that a whole journey thing happens. They meet this dude named Zaphod Beeblebrox, and he's like a little rich boy. Zaphod Beeblebrox.
The president of the universe, everybody.
What?
Yeah. Zaphod
That can
Beeblebrox.
happen?
Zaphod Beeblebrox.
He's the...
Yeah.
I love his character so much.
Also, there's a movie version of Hitchhiker's Guide, which is one of the movies to movie. It's not that bad, but you should.
I've watched it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a fun film.
42.
Exactly. 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And they want to find out why. But not Arthur and friends, but like the universe. There's like this big old computer, and the computer wants to find out why. And there's also Marvin the paranoid android. He's a lot of fun. I enjoy Marvin. He's very sad in the movie, and he's played by
Alan Rickman.
Oh dear, Alan Rickman. Yeah.
Is Marvin at all related to Marvin the Martian?
No.
Stop.
Dang
Stop.
it.
Stop.
So also, Zaphod has a human friend, and she also joins the whole gang, and they go to a bunch of different planets, and they just keep looking around, and they learn about about how the Earth was created. It was like a construction project, and deep. It's really fun, and so basically, Zaphod's friend, the human friend, who her pet mice are hang on. no, it's not her pet mice. There are some pet mice who are kind of who they're the ones that are thinking about, like, what is this ultimate question? Like, why is the answer 42? And so they have to kind of make up a question, and then and it just, like, a whole bunch of stuff happens. It's a
How many
very
journeys are
hard.
we gonna go on before we get the answer?
It's a very convoluted book. Yeah.
It is, and also it likes to talk to you, kind of like it breaks
Books
the fourth
talking
wall.
to me?
Yeah, it's
To you
like,
personally.
yeah. To the bar on the other side of the galaxy!
Oh my Jesus. Are you? Is
I'm
anyone else home with you?
Yeah, my dad. Why?
Just wondering.
And also the book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is a book that exists in universe that, gives a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And on the cover of it is "Don't panic" in friendly letters. And then at the very end of the book, Zaphod is hungry.
Letters.
So, exactly. So they go to the restaurant at the end of the universe, which is the title of the second book. There are 5 books in the series.
I never knew
in
that.
total. Yeah, and you can actually buy the books as one big book, and it's a very big book.
A very big book. Bigger than, like, the
any
Deathly Hallows.
Bigger than our yearbooks?
What?
Is it bigger than our yearbooks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would, because it's not as, like, long as our like you know how our yearbooks are, like, tall books? It's not tall, so it's very dense.
We have all
it's
this
very, like,
Is it bigger than
lot of pages.
Is it bigger than a dictionary?
Well, dictionaries are also tall, like, lengthwise. Like, if you took a ruler next to it, the book itself, I have the 5-book somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's in my house.
I just took out my freshman yearbook. There are no signatures in here.
Haha, loser.
I also didn't get my freshman yearbook signed.
I don't think I did either, but, I'm gonna
Leon,
act like I did.
this is the only yearbook that has you in it.
Is it really? Oh, yeah, because I was only
Did you
there
used to
freshman
go
year. I did used
to the school?
Yeah, I did used to go to there.
And
yeah.
then he moved off.
I moved away to Illinois.
Whoa.
I would say that I'm doxing myself, but Anderson already said I lived in Illinois in another video, so
It's a very big place. It's not like people can just, like, there he is.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas Adams, The Ultimate Hitchhikers. Oh yeah, that's interesting.
The page count of it is 832.
Holy,
go.
okay, there. All right.
It's a big book.
Yearbooks are not even 400.
But it's like the height of a normal book, but then the length is like there are a lot of tiny pages.
Okay, cool. Good.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope. Oh, I guess the one question we could ask is, what's the meaning of life? But we already answered that question, so.
All right.
But editing
So this next book, it is what editing's for. The next book is a book that I enjoy. It's called The Henna Wars. Maybe you've read it if you're into YA romance, which I'm sure you both are very big fans of. It's by Adiba Jaigirdar, and it's about okay, let me actually do a coherent summary this time. So it's set in Dublin, Ireland, and it's about this girl named Nishat, and she is a Bangladeshi teenager, and she comes out as a lesbian during high school. And so basically,
Good for her.
Mhm. Exactly. And so her school kind of has this little business project thing that they have to do. It's like either a fundraiser or something. But so Nishat wants to do like a henna booth or a mehendi. If you know what that, are you familiar with what henna is?
Yes.
No.
So it's like kind of so it's plants that are ground up and made into a paste, and then you put it inside like a cone, and you can use it to make designs on your hands. And it's common in like South Asian or like weddings and different traditions. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it.
Good to know.
I like doing it like with my sisters and friends and stuff. And so, but like, because that's something common that you like do it for other people and do fun little floral designs. And so Nishat is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a henna booth. This is a really unique idea. But then this new girl who isn't of like South Asian heritage, is new to this school. Her name is Flavia, I think. Yes, Flavia. And so Flavia, who moves from Brazil, I think, but she's friends with Flavia like since childhood, but Flavia had left and then has now transferred to Nishat school, and Flavia also wants to do a henna booth, and it's like, oh no, now they are competition, but Nishat has a crush on Flavia. Dun dun dun.
Holy crap. Plot twist of the freaking century. Let's go.
Yeah. And but Flavia's cousin, China, who is white,
Yep.
she bullies Nishat about, her faith and her own ethnicity while helping Flavia run a Mehendi stall where, but China thinks that Mehendi is a universal art form, but she's like, so she's like, oh yeah, anyone can do it. But then Nishat is rightfully upset because she's like, you bully me and then you're going to take something from my culture and use it for your own good. And so she, rightfully calls it cultural appropriation because she's not, appreciating the culture from whence it came. But then, stuff happens and all of the conflict is resolved and Nishat and Flavia end up dating. The end.
Yay!
Yay! Love wins.
It sounds like one heck of a romance story. Like,
it was wild.
just wow.
We get
it was a lot
as
of
many
fun.
film versions of that story as The Wizard of Oz has.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Hollywood, give us this film, you cowards.
Is there a film of it?
Is there?
There's not. It came out recently.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
But it's really fun, and you should read it. Because it's
like snatch that up.
Yeah.
Ooh, but Netflix?
I don't know. You don't want to really give Netflix any IPs. They'll mess it up. Just look at that one thing that I'm not gonna mention.
I'm not saying it would be good. I'm saying it will probably.
But we want it to be good.
Yeah,
We
but
want it to be good.
I want it to be good. That's
hang
the
on.
thing.
I mean, when you think about it, was Victor Frankenstein not the original gaslighter?
Look, just because I bully Luke doesn't mean I'm mean, alright?
I'll kiss you on the lips.
Shut up. I'll enjoy it.